And today I'm super excited because we are making chorizo. I love Mexican food. I come from a town where we have it's about a 50% Hispanic population, and there's Mexican restaurants on almost every corner. Might be an exaggeration, but not much of an exaggeration. There's taco trucks and there's meat markets, and there's just Mexican food everywhere, and good Mexican food at a really reasonable price. So I got very spoiled. I could get Mexican food anytime I wanted. And one of my favorite things to get was chorizo and eggs. And I would just go down to a little Mexican restaurant like 5 minutes from my house, walking distance, and have it on a regular basis. So when I moved here, about 2,000 miles away from my hometown, I found that I really struggled with finding Mexican food. So I have to learn how to make it because I can't just go walk 5 minutes and get it. So what I did was I went to the store and I picked up some chorizo. And I was super excited because I was gonna make chorizo and eggs with potatoes and maybe, make a burrito. But that didn't work out so well because we made the mistake. I don't know if it was a mistake, it was probably a good thing. But we read the ingredients, and it ruined me for buying store-bought chorizo. Now, to be fair, there's probably really high quality chorizos out there, but my store only had one option, and that's what I picked up. And I'm gonna read you the ingredients. So I had to go get some reading glasses. Hold on a second. All right, so the ingredients are pork salivary glands, lymph nodes, and fat. Chorizo seasonings: paprika, salt, spices, mustard, garlic powder, pork. Pork comes after the spices. Vinegar, soy grits. What are soy grits? I don't know. Sodium nitrate. But again, pork salivary glands and lymph nodes. I am not eating this. I just smacked myself in the face. I am not eating this at all. This is gonna be a prop from now on for this video, for future videos, but I am not eating it. Okay. So instead, we decided to go and figure out how to make our own chorizo. So we went to the store and we found it was a little bit more difficult than I thought because my store didn't have the ingredients. They didn't have the ground pork, they didn't have the chilies, they didn't have the Mexican oregano. So we had to go to another town to get those ingredients, and we ended up buying a meat grinder, but luckily it was on sale, so that all worked out good. But we had to do a few extra steps. You don't have to though, because most ingredients you can get online. Go to Amazon and you can get the chilies and some of the dried ingredients, and your store will have, most likely will have ground pork. And if it doesn't, the grinders are really not that expensive, and it's super simple once you learn how to do it. So first thing that we're going to talk about are the peppers. We were able to get the guajillo peppers and the ancho peppers at our store. There's also some other ingredients you can get. You can get those exact same peppers in the powdered form. And so that way you can kind of mix and match and play with it and really kind of figure out how you want your chorizo to taste. Right now we're going to start with the whole dried peppers, and that's what we're going to start with now, and I'll show you how you do those. I've got some guajillo chilies and some ancho chilies, and we're just going to take the seeds out. Super simple. Take the tops off, slice them. Some people just tear them with their hands. Dump the seeds out. Take out the membrane. That gets the seeds out pretty simple. Most of those out of there. I'm going to put them in a bowl, and then because I'm going to rinse them in a little bit. And you just repeat. Oops, that one's kind of stuck. That's all right. And again, just all those seeds out, the membranes out. One of the anchos, those are kind of pretty. I like them. They smell good too. Okay. Go. Do this one with a tear. Super easy. Look at that. Look at all the seeds. Okay. So I've always heard that the seeds were the spicy part of the pepper, but I was watching online and I was told that it's actually not true. The seeds aren't spicy. They just taste spicy because they've got the membrane still kind of attached to them that gives them the spicy flavor. It's actually the membrane that's spicy. So if you want a little extra spice, keep that membrane in there. Now I'm cutting up way more chilies than you would need for one batch because I'm going to make several batches. When we get to the part where we're actually doing the recipe, I'll give you all the measurements exactly. Right now I'm just preparing a whole bunch. All right, so I've got all the chilies all prepped, rinsed, got all those seeds out. They're looking good. The next step is, again, super simple. I'm going to use my Instant Pot. You do not have to use your Instant Pot to do this next step. You could put a pot of water on and bring it to a boil and let it simmer 15-20 minutes until they're soft. I'm doing the Instant Pot because I like playing with my Instant Pot and because it's super fast. So that's why I'm doing this. So first thing I'm going to do is throw my chilies in the Instant Pot. And I am going to cover them with water. Put your lid on. It's already on seal. I'm going to do pressure cook. And on custom, high. I think I'm going to do 3 minutes this time. And then I'm turning off to keep warm. And I am going to hit start. And while that is going, I am going to start cutting up my onions and garlic and measuring out all the ingredients for the next couple steps. So the chilies are done. They have simmered and been sitting for a while. I just let it do a natural release. They're all soft and ready to go. They smell really good. So for this batch, we are going to do about 5 of the Guajillo chilies. You're going to want to kind of adjust it to your taste because based on the size of your chilies, these are pretty large chilies. So there's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Plus I got a couple little pieces that are. You know what? I'm gonna do 6 because we had a couple small ones. And then we want the anchos. We're gonna do 3 anchos. 1, 2, and that was 2.5, and 3. All right, got that. And then to that, we are going to add a 1/4 cup of vinegar, a teaspoon of Mexican oregano, about 3 to 5 cloves of garlic. You do what you want. I think I have 4 here. It's just rough chopped because it's going to get chopped up in the blender. 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I'm using Himalayan pink salt because it's pretty. About 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, ground pepper, and 1 teaspoon of cumin. I love cumin, so we have to add that. Then we have 1/8 of a teaspoon of allspice berry, 1/8 of a teaspoon of clove. It smells like Christmas, love it. And about 1 cup of a rough chopped onion. Add that all in. And then you're gonna need a little bit of that liquid, maybe about 1/4 cup. We'll go just a little bit more. Go, add that in. And then we're just gonna blend. Oh, that looks beautiful. Check that out. It smells even better. And that's just a nice puree. Everything is chopped up really nice. So we are going to move some of this stuff out of the way. Push that back. Got my fresh ground pork. And we're just going to pour this all in, mix it up. Look at that, doesn't that look good? All right, go. So I really like this recipe. One, it's really easy, but also all this juice in here, you can use those for beans or other recipes. So I really like holding on to that juice. However, if you want something even easier, check out the next batch we're about to make. So making chorizo with the dried chilies is super easy, but if you want to go a little bit easier, a little bit quicker, this is another way to do it. So all you need is really almost all the same ingredients. So you're going to do 1/4 cup of the vinegar, you're going to do 1/8 of a teaspoon of the allspice berry, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of the clove. Again, same exact thing as before. About 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of oregano, Mexican oregano of course, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, about 4 cloves of garlic. You could use a powdered garlic if you want, and about 1 cup of onion. You could also use powdered onion. The difference here, and compared to the other recipe we did, is we are doing the powdered chili. You can get this online. So we're doing 2 tablespoons of the ancho chili and 4 tablespoons of the guajillo chili. Super simple. For this, you might need a little extra liquid because on the other recipe, you're getting liquid in with the peppers and some of the water that comes over with it. So you want to add maybe 1/2 cup. That'll be about right. Because you just want a paste, but you don't want it too watery. Just like the other recipe, you're going to blend that all up. And I'm going to do that till I get a nice paste going. That looks. Ooh, that looks nice. I'm kind of check to make sure I don't have any chunks from the onion. Now, if you use the powder, you wouldn't even really have to put it in the blender. You could just mix it up in a bowl. But since I did onions and garlic, I'm doing it in the blender. That, oh my gosh, that looks so good. And it smells good too. All right, so that's, let me show you real quick. Doesn't that look delicious? It's so good. Okay, scoop this back. I'm gonna get my mixing bowl here. And I'm gonna add 1 pound of that freshly ground pork that we made. And I'm going to just dump this right in there. Now, you probably should use gloves, but I live on the wild side, so I'm not gonna use gloves. Just make sure you wash your hands really good anytime you work with peppers and don't touch your eyes after. Oh, that that's turned out nice. It smells good. It's really mixing up well. All right, check that out. It's all ready. Just gonna have to put these in some freezer bags. That was so much fun. We ended up with 6 bags of chorizo, which is super exciting for us. We put them on portion size to what we like. There's just 2 of us in the household, so this is perfect. We did flatten them out, and the reason we did that is so that they will thaw out a lot quicker. We, of course, we labeled them, but I don't know if it really matters because they're gonna be eaten before they expire, for sure. Anyway, we really hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you try the recipes. Let us know if you like them or if you have any ideas on how we can make them better. I'm really curious what you guys put in your chorizo. Anyway, thank you again so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Thanks. Celebrate glands. Celebrate glands. And then lymph nodes. I am like, I can't. So I'm just gonna put all these ingredients in the
blender.
In the
And take 3.